All right, Adam and Mike coming at you from the Just the Tips sports desk here at the Maximum Results Fitness Studio, right after our workout session.
Yeah, dude, that was a good one, man. How you feeling?
I'm worked, dude. I really am. But making some gains here in this off winter, and we got a good group of people that are coming out here on.
Yeah, it's starting to get there, and I think everyone's really starting to understand that, like, the importance of it, which is like, we talked about it all year. And, it's easy to, like, say it in the summertime. Like, yeah, I need to get my butt in there. It's like, well, now they're starting to get their butt in here, and they realize, like, how good it is. So,
well, again, we're shooting this the week before Christmas. So, again, the folks that put their health and their fitness, ahead of Christmas cookies and Christmas shopping and all those other things that happen, we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, the funny thing is like, I've been doing this for 15 years, this whole fitness thing. Longer than that, actually. But, I've been a trainer for 15 years, and people are always concerned about what they do between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mm-hmm. But really, they should be worried about what they're doing between Christmas and the next Thanksgiving is really the most important thing. Because you know what? Listen, you're not going to avoid it. Yep. You're not going to avoid, the big, dinner at Thanksgiving and, a couple slices of pie or something like that. Yeah. And Christmas time, people are, it's always cookies or some sort of sweets and, parties.
But that's what it's supposed to be, is a treat.
Yeah, it is supposed to be a treat. But then you got to get back at it, you know what I mean?
Well, like I said, for the folks that were here tonight, that was very exciting. But this is a very special episode of the Just the Tips podcast. As Mike and I have been doing this is now episode number 5. Number 5, right? Yeah. You have to come up with a theme, and we said, wow, this one's going to fit perfectly as the last podcast of 2023. So just like a good talk show or a VH1 or your
Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem, we're going to bring you the Just the Tips countdown of our favorite clips of 2023. And I got to be honest, man, I enjoyed putting my list together so much. It was unbelievable.
It was so cool to go back through and look at some of the stuff and look at how far we've come. But not only that, but looking at documenting our year. I think everybody out there wishes that they had more videos of the rounds or just videos of the memories. Yeah. Because we have that picture in our head, and when we're trying to tell a buddy about it or whatever, they don't picture it the same way, but now we got all these videos of it, so it's awesome.
It is. It's so funny, except I played golf for years, but I bet before this year there was 10 pictures of me. Because nobody would think to bring a camera on.
I have 600 videos of you on my phone.
I do have a ton of.
I definitely have more pictures of you on my phone than my family. And I have 3 kids.
Well, like I said, this has been an excellent year. And the other thing is that we just started it this year.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I probably drug my feet a little bit in the beginning and picked it up. But you were, right on top of this from day one. You had a lot of great creative ideas. You did the vast majority of the editing this year. You really reached out to our collaborators. You set up a lot of the matches. So, like I said, we're going to take our time and give each our top 10 videos. Now, I've taken care of TikTok largely for the end of the year. Yeah. You've done everything else. So mine is based on the things that we posted on TikTok.
And we weren't on the same page, right? So you were posting stuff on TikTok. I was posting some of the stuff that I wanted on Instagram. And then if it did well on Instagram, we were posting it to YouTube. And TikTok, listen, I slept on TikTok. I'll be honest, right? I was like, dude, you know what? You handle TikTok, and we'll see how you do. And if it did well on TikTok, it made it to Instagram. That was the original plan, but then you started doing really well on TikTok. And
it's 47-year-old guy and my daughter are competing to see who gets more TikTok followers. So
who's winning?
I have more. She's got way more likes though. She's got 37,000 likes at this point. But she's been at it for 2 years, so like I said, we're catching up fast.
We've been on TicTok since August?
September, yeah. Yeah, 75 hard. We started.
Right. Yeah.
But what's exciting about this is we're going to tell you why we chose that clip to be our top 10, because it's like the behind the music.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like I think our list, and I started looking at my list, and I was like, ooh, this has kind of got a lot of me in it. Anything that like was me in the video or I made the video, and I was like, oh man, I'm like, but I think you said kind of the similar.
Same thing, because first off, I
you
think
invest.
I think just in the human being, when somebody gets a good video of you, because it's rarely you taking a video of you.
Yeah,
it's usually somebody else was like, they had an eye for it, or it turned out good, or the edit turned out, and you're like, wow, look how good I look, or as good as I can look.
Or the edit, like you said, for me anyway, was the edit, and I'm like, I know how much time I invested in that edit, and it finally came out like the way I wanted to, and then you're like, yeah.
Or I learned something, or I stumbled into something where I was like, wow, I made that. That's kind of cool. Yeah. So our list is mine will be largely Adam centric. Yours will largely be Mike centric. Yeah, but that's okay.
So we're gonna start. We're gonna do both of our top 10s. Will you do your 10? I'll do my 10. We'll kind of explain why we picked that one, and then we'll go up from there. And then we'll throw some honorable mentions in there. And this is our top 20, I guess, of 2023 of Just the Tips.
So coming at you. So I'll start up. Do you want to go 10 and 10?
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, super. Yeah. So it was really hard. I went through them today, and I line listed out about 20, 23, and then I knocked it down to 10, and then I modified it again. So I'm very proud to say that my number 10 is the video from Puerto Rico, Mike at TSA. The reason I love this video so much was we had a 6 a.m. flight, so it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. We're at JFK Airport, and I fly a lot, and
I don't really fly a lot, so I'm like very stickler with the rules.
Yeah, where the stuff in my bag probably could have sent me to prison.
You had a lighter in it. Didn't you have a butane lighter in your bag?
Yeah, well, like I said, I light cigars in Puerto Rico. What are you going to do? Right? There was a number of things. They don't really check. No, TSA, you guys do a great job. But
they checked my bag.
What was great was Mike gets stopped, and I go, what a great time for a video. And I was wondering what they would pull out of his bag.
And we're doing 75 hard. Yep. So I obviously didn't bring water. We were drinking water, before and after. But I had to I had to pack my bag.
Yep. So they pull that. I've never seen profiling, of a big, strong guy where they pull 3 books out of his bag, and that's the contraband they think is in question.
Books.
Yep. So, but I just thought it was in the moment.
3 books that I needed. One is the book that I'm reading, and I also like to have this other book, and another one was my journal book.
Yeah. But it cracked me up so much.
Thinking I don't know how to read or something.
I don't know, man. But it cracked me up. I loved it. It was a great start to the trip. It was an organic moment that just happened by accident and kind of different from anything else we did. So that's my number 10.
Okay, so my number 10 is a more recent video of why he's not texting you. With the blonde girl on the front. So I took that one because that one was been going around Instagram or the social media, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna put my shot on from Bahia on number 14 that I stuck to like 4 feet.
Yeah. And
it was because he's having a good time. It was a Queen song. So. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want this song to end just here. So I just let it keep rolling, and I looped our logo in the background. And I was just like, I'm going to roll this to like a minute.
Dude, I love that video so much because it's fun. When we get to trade videos back and forth, we're the first ones that get to see it. So Mike gets up super early in the morning. I tend to stay up a little later. So sometimes I'll have a video for him overnight that he can see in the morning. Sometimes when I wake up, there's videos waiting for me. And you never know what it's going to be. And I go, what's this? And then
it's a pretty hot blonde chick.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, it's a good way to start off the morning. But then seeing Mike, I remember that shot so vividly because Mike was having a tough day at that point, and this was like the shot that got him back on track. But when he turned around, watch the video, see the joy on his face. That was partially relief. It was partially exuberance. And like I said, dude, I love that video. And that song, you forget how banging Queen is.
I know, man. That's why I didn't. So the original part of that clip was probably only 11 seconds long. I'm like, I can't end the song here. And then I was like, all right, I'll put like a 4-second outro. Yeah. And I was like, I can't end the song here either. I just let it roll.
Did you happen to look at the metrics to see what the average watch time on that video is? I bet it's pretty long.
No, that'd be kind of fun.
I bet it would be pretty long.
Just kind of jamming out the Queen.
So mine's recent too. As a matter of fact, I got another one from Puerto Rico. And my number 9 is how to pack your bag for travel.
Ooh.
And the reason I like that one so much is that was the one where I thought that was the closest thing that we made, or you made, to the videos that we're used to seeing with high like value.
Yeah.
So it was educational, it was smart, it was really, really, really well edited. And I think that's one of those things where it's kind of different from what we did, because that could fall in the purview of, somebody late at night, like, hey, dude, I'm going on this golf trip.
I mean, that's the goal.
I'm going to pack my bag. That's the video that's going to come up.
That's the goal.
It was strong.
The goal was that, but also, like, I was unsure on, like, how should we do this? Yeah. So it was definitely, like, something that I'm like, well, if I don't know, then maybe a lot of people don't know. Mm-hmm. So I should shoot this.
One of our mission statements is education. Like, we don't know everything about golf, and the more we learn and the more we share.
I've never flown with my clubs. That was an issue. We were unsure on, like, should we get a hard bag? We were looking on Facebook Marketplace. Luckily, we had some friends that were like, hey, borrow my
shout out to Ed Chile.
And we had that umbrella thing too. Which take the heads off the driver. Anything that unscrews, take them all.
Yeah, that was strong though. Nice job.
Yeah. All right. So my number 9 was at Innis. It was something that we did after the round. Innis has this putting green that is connected to 9 and also to 2. And I talk about this when I try to describe it to people. I think about, like, the fidget spinners.
Yeah.
That's basically what it looks like to me.
It does look like a fidget
but
spinner.
It's humongous.
It's got to be an acre. It's got to be
I think they measure it in acres.
It's humongous.
They're not doing it by square feet. They're doing it like 3/4 an acre or whatever. However they say it. It's like
you can't putt across it. You can't putt from 2 to 9.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I could probably skull my 54. So I said, you know what? Let me try to make 3 putts in a row at 3 different pins. And Adam filmed it, and it was all in one take. Now, we took multiple takes, but when I made them was a continuous camera film. So I made the first one, missed the second one by like 8 feet, and then drained the third one. So that one was kind of fun. It was fun to shoot.
So what I loved about that video was it's the first time where I think we were patient enough to get something.
And I think that was like another thing, the reason why I liked that video was because you actually made me stay longer. Because I was like, all right, dude, I'm like, these putts are really tough. I'm like, there's no way. Yeah. And you're like, no, keep going. And I was like, oh, all right, like.
But it also gave me a lot of appreciation for that dude perfect kind of thing, where it's this really difficult thing, and we see it online every single day.
Oh, these trick shots and things like that. These guys are got to be filming for hours. Right? I see a lot of these guys are trying to throw a card into like a dart, whatever.
I see the one now where people are chipping a golf ball into a shot glass, like on a table. Yeah. And I'm like, God, how long does that take?
I think that was like, to hear you tell me to keep going was really cool.
I like that. That's one of my favorites too, man. I'm glad that made your list. So I'm down to number 8. Like I said, I kind of came reluctantly into this. I remember even telling you in the spring when we formed Just the Tips, as long as it doesn't affect my golf and you can film whatever you want, and I'll try and help edit and stuff like that. But as I started to enjoy it, I saw some videos that I wanted to recreate, and one of them was can I break X number of strokes? And I was at the course one day, and I don't care what the weather is, I'm going to play. And it was windy, and it was raining, it was cold, and there was nobody there, so I knew I wouldn't jam anybody up. So I shot a video if I could break 40.
Yeah, I don't even know where I was. I think I was working or I don't know. Yep. But I remember you told me you shot that, and I was like, you did that all by yourself?
But I had the tripod. I was in the rain. But this isn't actually that video. This is a remix that I made using a 2 different cap cut templates. So what was kind of cool was I stuck it into a cap cut template, and it just turned out really cool. I'm like, that's kind of neat. And then I was jerking around with it, and I put that created template into another template, and all of a sudden, like, there's like I'm floating in the air.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing that.
And the music was banging. And
so actually,
cool stuff.
yeah. So since we're not on the same page on Instagram and TikTok, I haven't posted that one yet, and I've been waiting to post that one. I even have it like in bold to like post soon, but then we got into Puerto Rico and then Tiger Woods and stuff like that, so I still haven't it's sitting there like in the queue.
My question is, and I asked my kids the other day, I go, what the hell does that mean, keep your business clean? Like, I'm not 100% sure. It's a mom's going to the body shop, and they're like, no, she's getting butt implants. I'm like, really? I'm like, that's what that means?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, they could be wrong. Put it in the comments if you know what keep your business clean and going to the body shop. I don't know. It looks cool on the golf course.
I will tell you that the original Breaking 40 video is really, really good too.
We may see that a little later in the countdown. But you're back to you, number 8.
Number 8 was Play a Par 4 with me, and number 8 at Innis. My daughter filmed it. She's 14, and she's kind of like she watches a lot of like stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. And she told me to do this, and then also to talk to the camera, because up at this time we weren't very good at communicating with the camera because we're focusing on our golf.
A lot of shots at the back of our head.
Yeah.
A lot of us mumbling obscenities under our breath, but not a lot of interaction.
So it was number 8 at Innis, short hole. So you usually hit like a 180 to 200 club off the tee, and then basically every single time I leave myself with a little bit of a downhiller pitching wedge. Yeah. And I actually threw it onto the green and 2-putted. I missed the putt for birdie, but I think most of the reason why it's on there is because my daughter told me to do it, but there's also the part that actually finished that hole without sculling one into the water.
So it turned out really, really good, and again, it's good for us as we kind of mature as content editors, that we try these other things. There's a lot of play a par 4 with me, play a par 5 with me, but that one was solid right out of the gates, and is the inspiration for a lot of the other stuff we did during the year.
Yeah, and we realized that you're playing the hole anyway, might as well kind of do it. You know what I mean? And kind of film it and like make a thing out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, back to number 7. So one of our mission statements at Just the Tips is celebrating the talent of the golf community. You guys saw the Hector Blanco stuff at length. We're very lucky to be surrounded by a very supportive community, and one of the guys that I just adore playing with whenever I can is Daryl from the Dillon. I call him Daryl from the Dillon because he's the managing partner of the Dillon Hotel here in Woodstock, but he's also a professional golfer for 35 years, and he's just a pleasure to be around, partially because of his demeanor, but partially because he's just so full of knowledge. And we're again at Innis. We were letting the group play through, because when you got 4 guys golfing, 3 cameras, you're still trying to play real golf. There's a lot of pride on there.
Box of wine.
We were not moving at a good pace. So we let these folks play through. And while we were, I said, Daryl told me something the other day that I think would be of much interest to the greater world. And that's when he gave me that swing tip. So check out the video to see what that swing tip is, because it's been a good one.
Yeah. All right, that was what, number 7?
That was number 7, yeah.
Okay, so my number 7 was closest to the pin on number 8 when Eric ended up coming out on the golf course.
Yeah.
Eric hasn't been able to play much this year with us, just because he's a little on the DL.
Pup list.
But yeah, exactly. But he ended up coming out. I think he had to grab something. I don't know. Anyway, he met us on the 8T,
yeah,
and we decided to play close to the pin. And I stuck one close. I thought I was probably in there 10, 12 feet. Hit a good shot in there. Eric snap hooks one because he wasn't really playing. I think he was in
his Birkenstocks.
Yeah. And then Adam decides to throw a dart to like 2 feet, and I think he almost made it. But no, that was one of my favorite videos also, because it just I put the shot tracer on there and everything.
Well, I think one of the things that we discovered real early on is nobody wants to watch bad golf, and when we first played at Schwangdong, like none of us made a shot, none of us made a putt.
Yeah, the putt.
So when you watch this, you're like, oh my god, these guys are. And we weren't playing terrible. It's just not exciting.
Well,
to
and
watch.
also one thing I've learned is nobody wants to watch us play golf if they don't know where the ball's going.
Yeah.
Right? So throwing the shot tracer on there is kind of nice too.
You're so good with that shot tracer too.
It's a lot of work, but you know, it would be kind of fun to show the shot tracer sometimes when it's bouncing off a tree and you can get the shot tracer going all different ways.
There you go.
But yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
That was cool, and just a good day. And just so you guys know, Mike and I have a lifetime closest to the pin challenge, where no matter where we play, no matter what condition we're in, what condition the course is in, all par threes.
And it doesn't have to be said anymore, right? Like we don't have to remind each other. It just always is for $100.
Yep, $100 a hole.
Yep.
So closest to the pin. Simulators we decided count as well. Yep. Yep. So we're playing the Georgia golf course. So I'm down to number 6. So number 6 is one of my favorites, and this could have been a lot higher up the list. I love our golf tournaments that we play in. There's just some majors. We have a county championship. We have a member guest. We have a Ryder Cup style, and it's just so much pride on the line. But one of the big ones for us is obviously, like every place, is the club championship. And I took a little time to get people's gut reaction as they just got off the course. And you got, again, it was round number 1. Everybody's optimistic. Everybody's hoping that today is their day to advance. And we just talked with the scratch guys, the guys that were playing for the club championship. Yeah. And I just went up and I asked them 2 questions. I said, let me ask you 2 questions. Did you win or did you lose? And they would tell me. And then I said, how did you feel? And some of the stuff that came out of these guys' mouth, because of the raw emotion of the moment.
Yeah, and they're sitting there right next to everybody who just played.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that one, and that was the first one where I kind of went out of my comfort zone and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna ask our friends to be a part of the content."
Yeah, and everybody seemed really cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, that's because we hang out with cool people.
Yeah.
There you go.
Number 6.
Number 6. Yeah.
All right. My number 6 is one that I don't know if it came through on the camera. I think you put this one together. And it came out really, really well. It was the chipping challenge, the 84-yard one, the farther one, because one, I tried to walk one off. I thought this thing was in. I really thought it was in. But I don't think, dude, people don't realize that basket's, what do you think, 3x3?
Yeah, I think it's a 3-foot circle.
A 3-foot circle, and you're trying to throw it in there from 84 yards.
Which is always, for me, it's not a full shot. It's
definitely an in-betweener.
So it's all field.
And it was downpouring. That day. I mean, you can hear it in the camera, but if you weren't there, you don't really know. But
the camera was under an umbrella.
Yeah, the camera was under an umbrella. We were not. And you can see it. So it was a cool video. You put it together really great. You got that picture-in-picture thing. It was a good video.
That was one of those ones where where it was like a discovery. It was like, okay, what do we got? And you got, if you look at your phone at the end of the shot, and you're like, I have 10,000 pictures here. Like, 10,000 two-second videos. And you sit down one night and you go through them. And like I said, next thing you know, you're like, man, what if I could make the basket just a little bit bigger so you could see it on your phone? And it turned out good. I was proud of that. But like you said, I don't know if that one's as widely appreciated as the work and the fun that we had.
Yeah, I think the fun, because that was another one that we just stayed.
And there was nobody at the course.
Nobody there.
It was just me and Mike.
And I think the first round, neither one of us made anything. Second round, neither one of us. So, in my mind, I didn't want to quit, but I was like, well, I don't want to keep him out here. And then you were like, all right, let's go again. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We did that a lot this year.
Yeah.
You want to go play another 9?
Yeah.
You want to stop what we're doing right now and go play?
Dude, we did that a lot. We were like, I think we can get a couple more in.
So I'm down to number 5. So we're into the second half. These are getting to be really good for a host of reasons. You know what I'm surprised in right now is how many of our best memories and best videos came into Nest this year.
Yeah.
They were a very good partner to Jeff and Miles. Really appreciate it. But our first match, we came out to play. We came out to play, and we played. And the second match, we got whooped up. I mean, there was a box of wine that got involved, and I think the box of wine beat me. right? I think that was my playing. It was played against me.
Yeah, I think so too.
But Jeff, I think maybe he had a little inspirational dissatisfaction from the first round. He came out.
He whooped our butt.
This guy was just throwing darts.
Yeah, the dart he threw on number 7 is
it's
probably one of the best shots I've ever seen in person. But I will tell you, it literally sits in my mind. Like they talk about like renting space in your brain, like that shot. Like I could still see the ball fly and see that thing hit the ground.
Well, there was so much going on at the same time because I'm staggering around because I'm absolutely zero help at this point because one of us doesn't play better when they drink. Right? Miles is miles away from being any help. He was in bushes up to his head, right? He's like, I found it. I still got par in me. And this is the hardest hole. So Mike's out there grinding against Jeff, and Jeff hits a great drive down the middle and then just takes his 6-iron. And Jeff hits the ball a long way. So this 6-iron is like 210. And stuffs it into this crazy green with this ridiculous pin placement.
And it's sitting on this shelf that's like, it's like a bottom shelf, but it's like a middle shelf because behind it falls off, in front of it falls off, and to the right of it falls off. And the pin's sitting there, and he just sticks it right onto there. It was like the sexiest shot I've ever seen.
But what's cool about this video is they don't show the shot, right? This is the one that says, hey, did you ever get a Snapchat from a girl? And it says, no. And then he goes, watch this. And it's Miles and dude, they were so happy, man, because that was just that great shot. But I really did capture that moment of the two of them. They knew they'd like won the match. They knew they'd battled back. And
true happiness on a golf course.
Yeah. I loved it.
That's a good one. I get chills just thinking about it. Even though we got our asses kicked, it was still really. We had to let them win.
There was a box of wine involved. I'll leave it at that.
All right, so that was your number 5. So my number 5 was on our home course, number 12 at Wiltwick. My second shot is behind this big tree, and I kind of thought it had a chance to be gone, but luckily it was a little wet, and I got to shake this shot around the tree. Now, there is 2 branches. One of them, I'm definitely going to probably stay under unless I hit a bad shot. Another one was hanging out that I had to kind of curve it around. And it's a little wet. And I'm behind the tree, but even with the tree is wet. Yep. Like it just gets caught up. So I'm telling Adam sees me pull my club, and I'm like, I'm going to just shape this around. It's my normal ball flight, but I got to make sure that I actually don't hit the straight shot.
But my favorite part of this is I see him pulling out. I go, what are you doing? And he explains it to me exactly what he's going to do. But it was the misplaced confidence, I think, is what really got me. And I'm like, he thinks he's Tiger Woods.
No. It wasn't that. So now that I'm glad you just brought that up. He didn't bring this up before. It wasn't the confidence in the shot going around the tree. It was the confidence of me trying to punch it under and knowing exactly what would really happen is top it and stay underneath and in that stuff. So
I don't know if the way you described it was like you were Tiger in the Masters. You're on 18. You just needed this shot to win, but you're in the pines.
And then hold it off like Tiger does. Yep. No, it really wasn't that. It was me knowing that if I tried to punch it under, exactly what was really going to happen. So
and bottom line.
Dude, I shaped it.
You executed the shot perfectly, and much to my surprise.
And we got a little crap because I was up there. It was a little wet, and so I was up there taking practice swings, and I took like a chunky divot because it was wet. And then I turned around and explained it to you because you were like, "Wait, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And people were like, "Dude, you could see that this is your second time." I'm like, "Dude, it's a freaking practice swing, and you can see me banging off the mud off my shoes."
That is a good point, and I want to note that you do shoot and cover things with a lot of honesty and integrity.
Oh yeah.
There's not a lot of things that are like fugazi, where you're like, oh, look what we did, and it took 10,000
Which
shots.
I mean, you're never gonna know if people do that on real social media. I mean, you kind of think that they might. And you assume that they probably were like, oh, this probably wasn't your first try, but that one was legit.
100%.
Try,
100%.
And we show our bad shots.
Yeah.
You see a couple skulls out of some bunkers coming up soon. So.
Yep. There's a recent one on TikTok that I posted that was on Instagram a long time ago, and it was me in the bunker with Eric
filming.
With Eric, and you're on the other side. Like, we won't tell him about the first one, So,
Well, there's the one in Puerto Rico that we didn't post it. It's in one of the clips where I scull it out of the bunker and you had the camera sitting on the edge
it
of the
almost
bunker.
killed me trying to get like, oh my god. So brings me to my number 4, which is right back to number 8. It's that same hole. We obviously number 8's been a lucky charm for us, but you missed the shot bad to the right and had probably a 20-yard chip into a very tight pin. Like if you're on the right side, that green's like a taco, and you can't land it on short. It'll get caught in the rough. You can't land it on; it'll roll out. So there's only one thing left to do, and that's to throw a nice high flop up there.
Flopodopoulos.
And you not only did you execute the flop really well, but where I was standing, I just happened to grab my phone quick because I saw you doing something cool, and I didn't really get the phone up here, so it's kind of this lower shot.
Oh yeah.
But then I threw it into a TikTok filter with some cool music, and it's purple and it's flashing.
Yeah.
So I call that one the Mr. Flopodopoulos remix. All right. And to me, I just think you look so cool getting that ball up there, and it was a great shot.
Well, I mean, again, like it's not for social media. Yeah. Like I'm not like, oh, let's try, let's do the flop shots or anything.
No,
that's my shot.
You're trying not to lose $500 to me.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, shit, I gotta knock this one close. And we all know. I mean, I got a 45 that's a 54 degree that's in 2 pieces right now for a reason. So,
well, dude, that was a great shot, a great capture, and I really like the edit the second time around.
So yeah, the remixes are good.
Yep.
Good.
Number 4.
All right, so my number 4 is again at Ennis. I'm in this pot bunker on number 4, and
not a pot bunker; it's a waste area.
It's
humongous.
No. I'm in the little pot bunker with the fescue around it in the middle of 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3's the par 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I remember this one. Yep.
I'm hitting my 3rd shot because my shot before that, how I got in there, I really shouldn't be in there. But it's kind of cool in the edit of. Was that match? That was match 1.
Yeah.
So in the edit of match 1, we have 2 cameras, one shooting from the front, one shooting from the back. The video that is posted up right now in this podcast is just from the back, and it has the Arnold Palmer quote over it, and I thought it was really cool. So
it's funny.
And I got out of there pretty good.
We got a lot of shots out of the sand this year. Whether there were bunker challenges, there was a lot of cool stuff. But the really nice thing about a Ness is it's super photogenic because when you were in that bunker, the fescue around it and everything's golden.
There's no filters. You don't have to put filters on over this.
I'm not a camera guy, and I don't know anything about lighting or anything like that. But I just know after we video it and you look at it, you're like, damn it, this place
I will
is
tell
great.
you, I'm not a camera guy, right? Like. There's things I see with my eye, I'm like, oh, this would look great on camera. And I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. And then I look at it, I'm like, that doesn't look like anything. I'm like, I am the worst at it. But when it comes to Ennis, like you don't have to do anything. You just click record and you're good. Yeah. You don't have to film. You don't have to do anything.
And I had a bunch of cool stuff.
I think that one came out really good, and I hit a really good shot. Check out the match number 1 because I actually put a side-by-side edit from the one camera angle and the other right next to each other, and that came out pretty good.
And special shout out to again our daughters for being through that day.
Yeah.
So that was
and
awesome.
Jeff and Miles, they've been awesome. They were awesome to us this year. So
I'm up to number 3, and I didn't realize this is my 3rd Puerto Rico. A piece of 30% of my top 10 is from Puerto Rico, which is all recent stuff. But this one just hit hard. And again, I keep going back to what you and I are trying to accomplish. And sometimes we do it, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes it falls flat, or you see fluff pieces in there because it just kind of look cool and it's a space holder. But this one was like, to me, said, this is what we're trying to accomplish. And it goes back to our good friend, the doctor, the professor, Hector Blanco. And when Hector came out onto the course of Bahia to adjust our drivers for us,
man.
I mean we're on number 16, which might be one of the prettiest holes I've ever been on.
Yeah.
And again we're on the course, nobody's there. What is it with us and nobody being on the course when we're there? It's pretty good. But we got this gorgeous day. We're on this tee box. There's nothing but ocean on the right.
The coolest thing about that tee box was like you knew that you were somewhere. Like you knew
Yeah.
what it was. You didn't know what it was going to look like, but you knew it was going to be something special when you walked up them stairs.
Yeah.
So we both started filming at the bottom of the stairs, and we walked up. And I think, like, I'll tell you, even still when I watch the video, and I hope the viewers get that same feeling too, but I got that feeling while I was filming. I was like, you know, it was so awesome.
And so you get this great tee box, and this really, it's not an easy hole. The hole is very difficult, but the tee shot is kind of wide. So Hector's like, hey guys, I want to make some minor adjustments. And we just grabbed a bunch of balls and started whacking drivers. Mike had struggled with his driver with the new shaft up until that point. In the meantime, I'm just bombing stripes down the middle, left and right. So I'm feeling for him. It's my buddy here, and who hits a good drive. And now we're finally playing golf. And it's
I
not
finally
going
hit, and you just see it in the video. I hit the best drive of my life in 5 years because I've been struggling with the driver for 5 years, and that was like the first time with Hector's help of like a straight ball on the face through the ball.
So Mike, that's why it's my favorite. It's Hector Blanco at his best. It's the greatest, prettiest hole I've ever stepped foot on. And it's you, and again, this another moment of elation, where you could just see the joy on your face, and it is an unbelievable shot. It's like, it's everything you could want, right?
Yeah.
And we got it on film. I thought it was great.
Yeah, one thing we didn't show though is because like Hector was giving us that club fitting, so we were hitting multiple drives, and we got out there, and there was like 7 balls that you can literally throw a towel on. Between me and you.
Yeah, it was funny because then we were hitting you had a brand new box of Pro Vs, and we're just smashing them out there. So we both agreed that both of our shots were the longest ones out there.
Yeah, it's definitely this one.
That's what's fine. No, it's fine. But it was so cool, man. I love that. I like thinking about that, and I love that we have it on film.
Yeah, that was good. So that was your number 3. So my number 3 is way back, right? And this was, you can see in the footage, the grass was a little bit, it was dormant. So it was actually last spring, like March, April, probably March, because it was definitely cold. I remember it was sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. All right, so this was one that it was right after Schwangum, so I had the shot. Remember, if you guys go watch match 1 at the Gunk between me and Adam, we went to a playoff hole after 6, and we had a par 3 up the hill. That is like, it's 165 yards playing 200.
Yeah, because that you play the whites that.
No, it was the other way around.
So it's 200 yards from the back tees at Schwangum.
Yeah, that's the far one, but we were on the other tee. No, it was like 163 playing long.
But it was up straight uphill.
Yeah, it was definitely playing long. You hit something that ended up going like 100 yards, so I'm like, I'm just gonna get a pitching wedge out and punt it up there. And I think I grabbed a 6-iron, and I just hit the worst shot. It's not the worst shot of my life because I've hit some bad shots, but to easily I could have just literally half swung, punch a 6-iron up there, and I was like, oh my god, that's just so bad. And my daughter just kept cracking up because I kept playing it on my phone and over again because I was editing. And she was like, give me that. And she ended up edited
Did she?
it. She put that whole thing
dude.
together. And I think it came out really, really good. It didn't get as much exposure because this was like kind of early on. So we didn't have much of a following back then. But I think it was a really cool video.
That's cool, and I love that your daughter knocked that out because that I didn't know how people made those videos that were all the same. I didn't understand templates. I didn't understand.
Yeah. Well, templates was fairly new.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, new to me.
I don't know, but I'd seen a bunch of videos where people sometimes good, sometimes shit, right? And then I saw you do it, and I'm like, oh man, we can do that.
We're doing it.
I thought you had to be like some kind of great video editor or something.
Yeah,
but the fact that your daughter put that together,
she put that together. I said, listen, do your thing then, And she was like, you care? And I was like, no, do it. Like you're young, you know what's cool. Yeah. So she did all the editing and the fonts and everything like that. So it was cool.
I think that's awesome. So my number 2 is the compendium, the partner, the sister piece to the 84-yard challenge, which was the 58-yard challenge.
Nice.
So it was the same day, and we started with that. And I just got, I think what was the impetus for this whole thing was I just got a new set of wedges. I got a 54 and a 60.
Yeah.
So I was hitting them pretty good, and I said let's just chip out to that short basket. And Mike's like, let's roll, And that one was again 5 balls each. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you almost made it on 2 or 3 different occasions, right? Just straight out of the box. And I happened to nail one, the 4th out of the 5th.
Yeah.
But I like I love the fact that we were, that's a very honest edit. It turned out really good. And I remember Val coming over to us, the food and beverage manager from Wiltwick, and like, what are you two dummies doing?
There had to be summer, end of summer, right?
Yeah.
Because it was raining, but we were still out there.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cold. Mm-hmm. And I think I was in shorts but a hoodie, and it was kind of cold. And yeah, she was like yelling. She's like, "What are you guys doing?" And she's got an Irish accent, so it's even funnier. She's like, "You guys are morons."
Yep. And
like, we're rolling.
Actually, we had to edit that out of there at one point. But again, for the same reason you like the 84, I like the 58 a little bit better. That's why it's my number 2, though. I just, again, for me, that was kind of my breakthrough video.
I think we need bigger baskets.
Top golf, right? How big are those things?
Yeah.
So let's go number 2.
All right, my number 2, we're going way, way, way back. Mm-hmm. All right, and shout out to PJ. He did this edit. Tiger Woods golf. What is that? Tiger Woods.
Which one? The 97?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But remember when you used to have the heartbeat when you needed that putt? It was a
Tiger Vision.
Tiger Vision. So he took a video that we shot from the back of me making a putt, and this putt was just us. We were playing, and I had to make this putt, and we just filmed it, and I happened to make it. It was probably like it was like a 40-footer. No, it was probably like a 15-footer.
I was gonna say 20.
Yeah, all right, we'll say 20.
Take a look on the video. We'll put the shot trace around.
And I made it, right? And I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, all right, cool. We got a video of me making a putt. Yeah. Well, I think less than 24 hours later, I get this video. I wake up to this video, and it's Tiger Vision of me making this putt. It zooms in, slow motion, sound kicks in, and actually he has I don't know how he did it, a video from the other side of me being in a video game draining the putt, and then all the sound effects and everything, and it was just the tips. It's in the hole, and it was freaking awesome. And again, it didn't get as much love as it really should, and we're going to repost it because it really needs to get some love because it was such a good video.
It was a great video and a great edit, and that's what I go back to when I talk about, like, when somebody shoots something of you and they edit it down and then you wake up to that. It's like the greatest thing in the world.
I know, and I'm sending you on Christmas morning.
Just pictures of me. That's all I want. It'd be the greatest Christmas present of all time. There you go. So we've made it. We've made it all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is my number 1. Like I said, the one that I'm super proud of. It is a video of me, but I do have a confession to make. All right. So this will be confession time. So I back my number 8 was the How to Keep Your Business Clean and Breaking 40 remix. My number 1 video is the original 1-minute edit of Can I Break 40?
Oh yeah.
And again, like I said it earlier, it was really about hey, listen, I'm going to film every shot I take. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to film it, and then I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to deliver something to Mike that might be able to be used. Because quite honestly, up to this point, it was like, Mike would either tell me what to film and what to edit, and then
which
I would
still haven't done. I'm still waiting on those two clips
coming at you 2024. But I said now I'm helping. Now I'm contributing, right? So I go out and I shoot this video. And I love the way it looked. It was a rainy day. I was wearing this dark green hoodie, and everything's muddy and dark and stormy. But you see like the yellow shaft of the driver's glowing. The ball looks good. The shots of the putts, the ball's really standing off the green that day. So, as you know, I broke 40.
Yeah, man.
Except, and here comes the confession part, and I hope you guys will forgive me. The reason I broke 40 was there was 2 shots that wouldn't fit in a minute-long clip. I edited that thing 100 times. My 41 wouldn't fit, and I was going to be perfectly fine going, nope, I can't break 40 on a rainy, stormy day. But I had to make a decision, and this might tell you a little bit about what kind of person I am. I said I can either not have a video, or I could just take.
You should have just played another 9 and broke 40 and
or,
filmed it.
Or I could just take 2 shots away. So if you go back to the original video, if you look on hole number 2, from my second shot to where I hit it on the video to where I pick up my third shot.
I gotta check this out now.
There's missing 2 chunk shots.
I do remember. Well, you didn't you take a bogey on one?
I took a double.
But that's it's in it, right? Because I remember
that's in there.
I remember. I don't know if I woke up. Maybe you played and then sent me that video like that night, like a snippet, and it's you tossing the freaking wedge out of the putter back at the camera, and then I remember you put that video together, and I was like, all right, he left the double bogey in there, so I knew that was on one. So I'm like, all right, cool, and I didn't really think about.
I went double, and then shot and then shot even par the rest of the way in, but I couldn't make the double fit. So just so you know. A 39 is the most I can make fit in a 1 minute video. I can't shoot over 40.
Yeah, now you got to be like a 3 handicap.
So, I feel better. I got that off my chest. Thank you for letting me share.
Okay.
Sorry,
so
guys.
The thing I like about that video, one, it was like one of your first like bigger edits, not using a template, and like I love the action. It's shot, next shot, next shot. Next shot. It wasn't like the long, like, oh, let me watch this ball land, because one, you didn't have time, and 2, it was just like, it was good. It was consistent, and it was constant action, so it was really, really good, and I like that video. And then I like the remix that you did too.
Nice.
I probably like the remix a little bit better now that the truth is out. All right, my number one. This one was fun. We had a great day. This day was, it was an amazing way to finish out the year. Now, obviously, it wasn't our end, but it was closer to the end of the year of our season.
You could see it coming.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And we had played. We actually were going to play Innis also this day.
Oh, that would have been the trifecta. Yeah.
So, Glow Golf. We started the day playing Green Acres.
Yeah.
We played 9 there.
The hidden gem.
And then we played Wiltwick. We played the front 9.
We were just going to play another 9 around.
We were just going to play another 9.
Yeah.
Then we played another 9
because we keep going.
And then we played some Glow Golf. All right. It got dark. I have a video of us on 18 finishing our regular 9, and it was pitch black. It was getting pitch black. And then I was like, "Yo, don't you have those glow balls?" And he was like, "Yeah." So all right, let's go.
Shout out to Brandon Kraft, who won some glow balls at a tournament about a year ago. And I played in a glow tournament. And he goes, "If you'll use them," he goes, "I'll never use them." So I put them in my locker at Wiltwick, and we came off the course, and they've been in there for 8 months, something like that. I go, "You know what I got?" I said, "Let me be right back." I got all giddy. I came back, and those balls are cool.
And I've never played anything. I mean, I've done like blacklight mini golf, which is whatever, but
you can brag, humble brag.
We striped them on number 10. Striped them. I missed the putt on 10, but I don't care. We had so much fun. We ended up playing 10, 11, and 18. Right?
Yeah.
So 18, I ended up making another video of like social media influencers or golf influencers on social media be like, and it was the shot tricks are going straight, but you can see the glow ball going way right. A couple people didn't really get it, but whatever, I don't care.
I'll tell you, I had so much fun that night, and it was just one of those days that we just didn't want to end.
Yeah.
And the glow balls kept it going.
Yep.
And it looked different than anything else.
Yeah, it was cool.
Glow ball golf looks kind of cool.
I will tell you, the camera's it's very hard. Here's the thing. So if you have a good camera, right, and you have a good low light camera, the quality is going to be really good, but you're not going to be able to tell how dark it actually is outside. So you have to pick one. And when I was editing that, I was like, dude, the quality of this is bad, but you can see that it's pitch black. I'm like, I can fix this up and make it clearer, but then it's going to look like it's lighter. So I picked the darker version, but I think you got the point across. And
I thought it was great.
We had a good time.
It was great. And that's, again, just one of those days where we just captured it. I mean, Dude, that was such a good day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, so
top
listen,
tens.
it was very, very hard to narrow this down to 10, right? So that was a good top 10. I hope you guys enjoy them, but we also, I made a list, and he came up with his own list. We didn't talk about that,
No.
and of like some honorable mentions. So I think we should just like kind of run through them and just a quick little explanation.
Just real quick, do you want to do all yours first? Do you want me to do all mine
No,
first?
that's
We'll go back
back.
and forth? Okay.
That's back.
So in no particular order, the first bunker challenge. Again, PJ did the edit, and we realized like, hey, we could do this all the time. Anytime we could both end up in a bunker, which was quite
happens.
often
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah,
we could
mine's
do a
on.
bunker
That's
challenge.
on mine too.
Yeah.
One of my other favorite ones. Well, I got 2 questions on here too, so that was the 2 questions. Another one of mine was Florida night golf. That was I got to play a little night golf on my trip down to Florida because I snuck away a little bit, and we were staying right on a golf course, and I literally was like a crackhead. I was itching. I was like,
Family
I need to
vacation
go
on the golf course that
Yeah.
you're not allowed to play.
So that one, yeah. So I ended up getting out on that. So that was fun, and I paired up with a couple of guys.
But that was also your first, Mr. B style, like just grabbing random strangers.
Yeah,
and,
so
like,
I did.
that was cool.
I did a closest to the pin with them, and I ended up winning.
Yeah.
They were not playing. They weren't playing very well, so I was pretty confident going into that, like possibly not losing money.
Yeah.
And then they just threw 2 darts, and I was like, oh shit, I got to throw a dart here now too. Luckily, I did, but it was kind of
great.
cool.
One of my favorites was on my sister's birthday. They have a couple's 9 wine and dine at Wiltwick, and Jamie and I invited my sister and her husband. And my sister doesn't play a lot. She's a very good athlete. She hits the ball well when she hits it. And we're on the first tee, and I just took the phone like this, and it was like taking a half a video selfie, and she's in the background, and she swings and she hits this crappy shot, and she goes, ah, shit. And I happened to videotape, and I just looked at the camera, and I go, just the tips.
And I put it into a video with some good music. It's like this, it was like a jingle. I think it was like a Home Depot jingle.
Yep.
And it was awesome. I had that one like highlighted, underlined on mine too, because it was so good.
So shout out to
Perfect
Becky
time.
Paddock. You made the honorable mention list this year. Yep.
One I really liked also that we kind of did, but it was kind of before we had a plan, was playing our daughters. It was Maddie and my youngest Riley, and we let her putt from the edge. Maddie played from the ladies' tees, and then me and you played, and we had a good time. with
And
them.
Riley won.
Riley won.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the other things is that I think we ended up playing a lot more golf with our daughters. Partially because we were trying to play in practice, and partially because we need videographers. And
Yeah.
like I said, they were good sports a lot of the time, and I think they got a lot out of this year too.
I think so too, and I think I think that it's all documented, so
Yeah.
they're gonna remember it too. So that's
Exactly.
cool.
So I got yours from a nest. Can I make these 3 putts? I still think that was brilliant. But I had the day I got my Titleist Vokey 60 degree, I put together a 50-yard challenge for myself, but it was just in black and white.
Yeah.
I like the edit. I don't like my love handles that were hanging out over my my
You
pants.
shot it horizontal too.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but I don't do a lot in black and white. But that was like, hey, it was.
Yeah,
I wanted
showing dedication.
I wanted to be like a Titleist video, like something that they would use like in the Masters, like when they cut the commercial,
With a Rolex pops up
Exactly.
after that. Yeah. I got a couple. I got the 4-iron when I bought the 4-iron,
Yeah.
and I got the bubble shaft TaylorMade. I put a couple videos of those together.
That whole set of videos was
Yeah,
great.
so I got those on here. I kind of got them all as one because that was fun because I finally got a 4-iron and I actually love it.
Yeah.
And the bubble shaft, I mean, it was marked for $10 and I ended up getting it for $5, so can't beat that. And I actually don't hit it bad.
You hit it well. You hit it better than that 3 wood.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. I hit anything better than a 3 wood.
So just a couple of ones on the way out. I had one that Snoop was the hold up, and there was one me hitting the 4 wood at twilight on the practice range. There was one with you in the bunker using the same thing. I had one night where I sat out in the putting green, and I made 30 footers for 2 hours.
Yeah, and you can watch the sun. You got to explain that because I don't think people see it.
Yeah, so it's.
I didn't see it when you first showed it.
It's not a great video watching me make 30 footers, and I just edited the
Time lapse.
the 20 or 30 that I made. I just took the ones that I made, and believe me, it took all day. But it took 2 hours, and you can literally watch the sun in the background just set while I'm hitting these putts. I love the video. I don't think it's real watchable, but it was fun to make. We had the whipstick challenge, where that Medicus one. That was just such a cool organic thing.
We had a couple guys with us. We joined up with 2 younger kids. Eric was with us. It was me, you, Eric, and then these 2 guys.
Dom Jamay, shout out. I know he's an active viewer.
And Ty. Who hits the ball really well as well. That probably would have made my list, but we had a lot of footage in it. I feel like I had to cut out too much to get it into a minute, to where it didn't make it as enjoyable as it could have been, I feel. So that's kind of why I didn't make it.
There's a short remix of it with the AC/DC that kind of, you can see it on there.
Yeah.
We're having a good time, but
yeah,
like
it was good. That was the same day that we were doing the pitching challenge because it was downpouring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have a few like kind of one of my favorites is because it was fun to do. I did the Super Bad with Jonah Hill and that one was fun. Yeah. And then I did the Avengers one with Hulk and Ant-Man making fun of you a little bit. So those were kind of fun. And then the piece, this is my piece. You tried to make another one of that. That was kind of funny. Yeah. And the one where I'm on number 14, it was like, why do we love this game and why do we keep doing this? It was because we love this game. Yeah. And so like that was like another one of my favorites.
Yeah. So like I said, I mean, I could go on and on. But like I said, so our top 10 list, again, take a look at it. We'll post the top 10s all week long.
Yep.
So it'll be our countdown. Like them, subscribe to our channels. This long format piece, obviously on YouTube, on Spotify, but share it with your friends. We're having a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to the new year. It's our top 20 countdown of 2023.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So anything else?
No, I think that's it, man.
I think we did it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm Adam.
I'm Mike.
Just the tips.